local metric, that is where, like on your handout, it says, like, I helped 3 families move last month, or Palm Coast prices are up, or whatever it might be. A local metric is what that would be. And like I said, if you don't have one, but you want to use the a monthly anchor, which might be an event, you can use that instead of the local metric, or you can use both if metric complements the actual event that might happen, your anchor. Does that make any sense?
Okay,
You good?
I think. Like I used my event, because this is a business event. It's not like a community event.
That's good. It could be an open house. It could be anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
going to use. I'm going to use open
Yeah. It
houses.
could be a customer appreciation. It could be anything.
Okay.
And like I was saying at the very beginning, we got our business plan done. We gave you all the numbers that you needed for how many calls you needed to make on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Give you your GCI that you need, and all that other good stuff. And now we're creating your a 30-day multi-channel marketing plan to help you get to those numbers that your marketing plan or that your business plan has said. So we're just going to go ahead and start doing that master content prompt. And somebody give me a thumbs up or something, or say that we're done, and we'll continue from that. So hopefully everybody is done or just about done with that. And once you put your prompt in, you start and you hit your enter key, you'll see that what the results were. This one I used the local strawberry festival that happened last week actually. And it just says our goal is to leverage the local energy of the Palm Coast Strawberry Festival to connect with families who have outgrown their current patch and are looking for a sweeter deal. So they use that strawberry stuff in there to make it a little bit, I guess, comical for you, whatever. But what it does is it will go ahead and give you your a 4-week program here, where it will give you your social media post, the topic for that, your email newsletter, the subject, and a summary of what it should be. And then if you do a print or direct mail, it will give the headline of what you can talk about in your print or your direct mail. And that's like that for each week. You notice each week the topic changes. And this will give you an idea of where to get started for it. If you want to export this sheet, you can go over here on the left-hand side of that, and you see where it says export sheets. Or if you want to copy this table and paste it into another document, you can go ahead and copy it and paste it in another document. It should also give you strategy notes for success. And then what I want to do is, if you turn over to your page 2, now what we want to do is is create another prompt to turn on your social media into a full campaign. So what you want to do is you should have that prompt right in there, where it starts, take the social media post about. And what they want you to do is pick one of the topics underneath your social media heading on the chart that they gave you. Like on mine, on week 1, it was the cost of waiting. Week 2 was maximizing ROI. Week 3 was Strawberry Fest prep. And on week 4, it's a direct ask. So you would just start typing in that, take the social media post about maximizing your ROI. And rewrite it. I use prompt 2, I think it was. Yeah, and rewrite it into a 4-paragraph educational email, along with an opening hook and a subject line for my Moxie database. Then summarize that email into a short form video script. Make it 30 seconds long. So what this will do now, it will give you the email that you can use for week 2, which is maximizing the ROI. And it'll also give you a short form video that you can put on Instagram or something like that, that you can use for marketing. And what you can do is do that for each one of these topics. And that way you'll have the gist of what you want to do. And you have the email campaign and everything like that, that you can use for your 30-day marketing. Does everybody see where that prompt was on page 2?
So where it says part 4, content.
Nope, up on the top page. Right there it says cross-channel repurposing on the very top.
Yeah.
And you want to start where that quote is. Take the social media post topic, and then you put whatever topic that was given to you in that chart from your first post.
Okay.
First prompt.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so am I adding it to what I got?
Right. You'll see a area for a new prompt at the bottom of the output of that first prompt, the results, and you just start typing it right in there.
Okay.
This is not a new chat. This is continuing on with the initial chat.
So do I hit the plus sign or just?
No, all you do is put your cursor right there where it says enter a prompt for Gemini and start typing. If you look at my screen, if you're lost, down here's the prompt down here on the very bottom. All you do is click your mouse right in there and you'll start seeing that cursor going. That's where you start typing then.
Okay, well, it printed out a whole
Right,
like,
you got your results from your first prompt, correct?
yes.
Okay. At the very bottom of that, it's probably going to ask you a question like mine would. Would you like me to draft a specific caption for week 4 direct ask? But don't worry about that. But you'll see another prompt right below that. And that's where you go ahead and put in that other prompt where it says take the social post about and whatever prompt that is. You're just adding to that chat is all you're doing. You want to get some more information out of the results of that chat.
Okay, well, I got what looks like a sales flyer. It wasn't like results.
You didn't get anything like this.
No.
Huh?
No.
And you put this prompt something like mine in there.
Yeah. I put in the master content prompt and it gave me like a sales flyer.
Rose, did you copy kind of like word for word what Tom had and then paste it in there?
I used the master with the printout that we got today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was part 2, the master content prompt, and that's what I put in.
Then you put stuff in there wherever was a bold print. You had to enter something in there. You couldn't just cut and paste.
Right.
What-
I know that. I know that. I filled in everything that was in bold and in parentheses. I filled in, and I ended up with a sales flyer.
No idea how you did that.
All
There's
right.
nobody else in all the other classes that has happened.
Okay. Well, I'll just do it over. I don't want to hold up the class. I'll just follow along.
Okay.
And I'll try and go back in and see what the problem is,
Rose,
because
maybe you could just ask it to put it in a 4-week plan now or something. Maybe you could just kind of continue.
Maybe
on.
at the bottom says, I need a 30-day multi-marketing plan for whatever month you want using the data above. But see, it's not going to give you then, because you have to give it what you want the output. And our output, we asked it for was to generate a table with 4 columns.
right.
Number 1 was week date. Number 2 was a social media. 3
Right.
was an email, and 4 was a print direct mail. So I'm going to have to get with you offline and see what we can do, so we're not holding up the rest of the class.
No, I'll just follow along with what you're doing, and I have 2 computers here so that I could do at the same time while I was listening to you. So I'll just follow along what you're doing, and then I'll just try and put the information in again.
Okay.
Because I don't want to hold up the class. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's get going then. So we put in that thing, and this is going to give you, this is your Moxie email campaign or whatever your CRM that you're using. It gives you your subject line for the email. It gives you a hook. Okay. Then it gives you your 4-paragraph information that you asked for. So this would be your email for me, it would be for week 2 to send out for the month of February. I could do it for the cost of waiting, use this topic. I can use the Strawberry Fest prep for another topic. I could ask for a direct ask for the 4th topic. So this would be each week you would want to do something like this prompt with the data here on all your topics. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you also asked it to do a 30-second short form video. And what it does, it goes ahead and is it by the seconds on what you should be saying for each, for that 30-second hookup. So that's how you can use that 30-day multi-channel one. Is just by each month you'll come up and use that same master prompt, but change those data points. So each month you can go ahead and create another 30-day marketing plan, and then you will come down here and use that second prompts where you are using your topics and creating your email that you want to use and your short form video. Now, if you don't want to do a video, you can always change this prompt to say for a Facebook post. Provide me the information for a Facebook post along with an image. Okay, so you can use this. This was just a sample of what you can be doing.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to define your value proposition. And with this, we want to start a new chat. So you come over here to the left-hand side and create new chat. Okay.
Can I save this before I leave it?
It automatically saves.
Oh, okay.
Also, if you want to,
Put it in a Google Doc?
if you want to put it in a Google Doc, if you want, down here at the very bottom of it, you'll see these three little dots where it says, if you hover over, it says more.
Why don't I see the three
See my
dots?
screen? On the very bottom down here, it says
Oh.
more. And if you click on that, right here it says export to docs. It'll automatically put it, export it to docs, and it will open up for you if you want right away. And then you can print it. You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
Everybody see that? Down at the very bottom of your results is where it's at. So now let's go over here and create our new chat. We have our prompt here. So now we want to go ahead and put that defining your value proposition. This is your data insight prompt. So basically what this is trying to accomplish is that instead of just sending a report to a customer, this is going to try to explain that report to the customer in layman terms. Okay. If you see that, if you see the prompt there, the data to insight prompt, you want to just go ahead and start doing that. Say, I'm a real estate agent, Coldwell Banker, Premier Properties. Again, that's your role. Your brand voice is, and whatever your brand voice is, that's what we ask for your homework. Then in my primary market of wherever that might be, city, zip, neighborhood, wherever your primary market is, and the median sales price is whatever that was. We got that from last week, remember? The inventory is at how many months of supply, and the absorption rate is X%. Based on this data, write a third grade level explanation of what this means for a homeowner net equity if they sell today. We'll give you a couple of minutes to get that in there. Okay, once you put all that data in there, make sure that you click the return and see what the results are. This was my prompt that I put in there. And this is what came out. Now you're going to say that this is quite comical, isn't it? Because like mine says, imagine you have a giant piggy bank. You probably don't want to do something like that. I asked you to put the prompt in there as a third grade level. Now go ahead and does everybody know what the national reading level is in the United States?
Yes. 8th grade.
8th grade.
Yes.
Wow.
But I wanted to show you what the third grade level was. Now what you can do after you get the results, you just do is change the whatever it is, the oh, not that one. I want to change this to an 8th grade level. And so all you have to do is on that prompt right after that, and you'll see that it will rewrite this in a 8th grade level, which is the national level for the United States, which to me is very sad. The reason I wanted to show you that you could do it that quickly or that easily by just asking it to change one thing is if you have to know your customer base. If your sphere of influence is, say, a bunch of engineers, you probably want to up this thing to at least a 12th grade level. Okay, so it all depends on who your primary customer base is, on where to adjust the grade level for what you want as the output to be sent to them. Does that make sense? Does everybody see the difference between the 3rd grade and the 8th grade level?
Yes, I see that. What did you put for absorption rate? You're swinging all around there.
I used
Uh,
21.88% is what was, because I did this one for my neighborhood where I live.
okay.
I think yesterday I was working with Rose and hers was like at 10%, something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing the C-section and the absorption rate was 10.4.
Yeah, that is a different area.
So anyway, that is the defining your value proposition. This is what, instead of sending just a report, send this information along with that report so they understand what that report is. Because I bet you, even most of us, when we see those RPR reports, we don't really know how to dissect them and know how to understand them correctly, but this will help you do that. Okay, so now what we want to go down here to the content engine, the omni-channel strategy, part 4. This is going to be, again, a new chat. So you want to go ahead and over on your left-hand side, click on new chat. And this is where you want to start using that either your monthly anchor or a success metric, or if the success metric complements your anchor, use both, but you don't have to use both. Trying to find the prompt that I used. That's that one. Okay, this is the one I used. Using my monthly anchor of the Strawberry Festival and my success metric of selling properties above average sales price to list price ratio, create the following. And this is where it says you create a Facebook, Instagram caption that highlights my expertise whilst staying in your brand voice. This is where you put your brand voice in there. You want to a short form video script of 30 seconds explaining why the current absorption rate makes this a hot market for sellers, or if yours is a cold market for sellers or a hot market for buyers, whatever it might be. And an email subject line and opening hook from my SOI, sphere of influence, that references the, whatever your neighborhood market is, or your actual, wherever you want to market. So this is where you're starting to build on the content that you can use for that first master prompt that gives you those topics for the 30-day marketing plan. So you're creating that Facebook, Instagram caption, a short form video, and an email subject line and opening hook. So here's my Facebook, Instagram caption, my short form video script again, my email for my sphere of influence. Then mine says, would you like to generate a custom image for my Facebook post? I said yes. And this was the image that it created for me
That's
because
great.
I was doing the Strawberry Fest.
Awesome.
Okay, is everybody done with that prompt? If you are, let's go ahead and continue on with another new chat.
Okay.
Tom, just an FYI, I redid it. And for some reason, when I redid it, now that I'm behind, I got what I was supposed to get. So I'm that far anyway.
Okay, good. So now this is your second prompt. This is your campaign concept. This is create a 30-day marketing plan for whatever campaign you want to use, including schedule for 3 Instagram posts per week, 1 weekly email newsletter, and 1 direct mail postcard concept. The tone should be professional, local, or help, whatever your tone might be. And my campaign was a spring home selling campaign that I used. Again, any of these tables that are coming up on the results, you can either export them to sheets or you can copy the table and paste it into another document. My 30-day spring into market plan, the weekly email says sent every Tuesday. So every Tuesday morning, this will be what I would be doing. And then for my Instagram content schedule, frequency is 3 posts per week. I'll be doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It gives you the what carousel to use, 3 things I'm seeing in the whatever city market right now, and use local stats. Wednesday reel would be a 30-second tour of every local coffee shop or park. On Friday would be a coming soon or sneak peek of a new listing. And it has that for each of the 4 weeks. And then for my direct mail postcard concept, it has the what the front image should be, a high quality professional photo of a local landmark or a stunning spring curve appeal home in your area. The headline would be, your neighbors are looking for a home like yours. And here's the back copy that you can be using. And that's going to be distributed in week 2 to hit the mailboxes. Then it gives you some strategic tips for success. Localize everything. Engagement sends 15 minutes after every Instagram post, replying to comments. And the helper angel, instead of saying list with me, say here's how you can prepare. Here's how you can prepare. The sales follow the service. It's just everybody says, list to me. They're just come up with some other sayings that you can use. Then after that, staying on that same chat, now we want to go ahead and write that third prompt there, the content creation. This is where it's asking you to write 3 engaging Instagram captions for another campaign. One should focus on current market trends in the city or place, and one on a home maintenance tip, and one as a call to action for a free home valuation. And what you'll get from that, you'll have 3 different options for your Instagram. Here's your first option, market trends, the local expert. Option 2 would be your maintenance tip. Option 3 is your call to action. And then what I did is I just went in there and said, create the newsletter for each week along with the visuals to use. This way you're asking it again to do the work for you and not you think of what you want, what the newsletter should have in there. So this is my week 1. A visual is a clean professional infographic or market snapshot card showing the 2026 compost median price and inventory levels. Use brand colors, i.e. navy, gold, crisp white, and sage. Here's a subject. Here's your body for your newsletter or your email. And here's your week 2. Same thing, gives you your visual, what it should be. Your subject, again, your body. Here's your week 3. And here's your week 4. So if you, for your 30-day marketing, if you spend maybe an hour at the most a a week before the month starts or your 30-day time frame starts and do this, you'll have your entire marketing for the month already done for you. Then you just need to implement it when it's called for. Is everybody getting the gist of all this?
I think so.
Does it
Yeah.
make, is it making sense?
Yeah, because it's one flows into the other, that flows into the other.
Right.
Yeah. It looks good.
Tom, I got a question.
Go ahead.
On the, is it possible, and I'm behind on all this, but I'll figure this out. Is it possible to get a, like 4 weeks plus one to where in essence you're preparing for the 5th week?
You can ask it to do, you can ask it to do a 90-day marketing plan if you want.
Well, I was trying not to refresh it, every 30 days or every 90 days. My thought would be, like what corporations do with their budgets is, they do 12 months plus 1 month. So they're preparing for their budget in the 13th month down the road.
Right.
And I'm just thinking that maybe there's a way to kind of smooth that transition. That's all.
Yeah, like I said, you can, the 30 days this is just a sample that I got from putting this class together. Like this whole class was done by Gemini. I'm just recreating a lot of the stuff that Gemini gave me. You can ask for, if you want 30 days plus a week, just tell them you want a 5-week program or something like that. So you can ask Gemini to do whatever you want to, and it's going to do it.
Okay.
You could ask it like, for the first 4 weeks, my campaign is going to be on Strawberry Festival. And for the 5th week, we're going to change that up to be the corn husking contest, whatever you might want to be. So you just have to, again, give Gemini the 4 things. You have to let it know who you are. You have to let it know what content, give it the content that you need, all the data that it needs, what you want done with that content, how do you want it presented, and what the outlook how you want the outlook to look. Those are your 4 main things for any main prompt. And then from there, you can keep on adding on prompts after prompts after prompts to further define what you want.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing now. And is everybody done with all this, or somewhat done, or need some help with this, or not?
I'm good.
I don't see anything coming up there from the peanut gallery up north.
Mhm.
Okay, hearing nothing any further, for next week, you do need the Gemini Pro version, which is the company email version, because we're going to be manipulating photos. If you don't have the company email, get with your ASC or your manager, and they will make sure that they get you one by then. It only takes a couple minutes. What you're going to need for next week is you're going to need a blank canvas of a high resolution photo of an empty room. Then you're gonna need another photo of maybe a cluttered room or a room that has old fashioned furniture in there that you want to update. Then you're also going to need another photo of the front of a house. And what we're going to be doing with the empty one, we're going to fill it up with furniture. For the cluttered one or the old furniture, we're going to declutter it or change the furniture out to a more modern furniture. And for the front of the house, we're going to show you how you can change, if it's done in the daylight, to have it look like it's at dusk with all the lights on inside. We actually have little munchkins that go in there and do the painting. No, I'm just teasing. So any questions on that?
Yeah, so obviously these photos are not going to be printed. We're going to have them on our computer ready to
You
go.
have to have them on your computer, correct?
Okay.
And also, you might want to have the room sizes, if you know what the dimensions are. That would be helpful, because sometimes Gemini will go ahead and maybe put a large sofa in a small area and it doesn't fit right. But if you have the room sizes, it'll actually go ahead and coordinate that furniture fit in that size of room. So any questions from anybody else?
If anyone needs a blank room, 41 Covington is vacant and all the rooms are empty. So you would have your choice of whatever room you would want to work with. My new listing at 10 Chelsea, that would be the cluttered room, because they have just a lot of big furniture and a lot of stuff. So I don't know if that helps anybody.
Yeah. And it could be a messy kitchen. You know, if the countertop's full of appliances or whatever and everything like that, we can use those and show you how you can make that look like nice, clean, and inviting to go into it. Okay. So if that's all we have, I will go ahead and stop the recording, and we shall see what happens for next week. So see you then.
See you then.
Thank you.